Hey everybody, this is Patty, and today is Spiritual Saturday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And here you have reached Get Balanced 2020. Now, what is Get Balanced 2020? It's where we get balanced with mind, spirit, and body. And Mondays we talk about the mind, and Wednesday we talk about our nutrition. Friday we talk about exercise, and Saturday here we talk about something a little different. It's called Spiritual Saturday because we talk about the unseen and also vibrations and crystals and supernatural and all kinds of stuff. But we do not talk about religion so much. If now whatever you believe in, that's your thing, that's what you do, and that's fine with us here. Basically, what we just talk about is how to put mind, body, and spirit all together. So, being Spiritual Saturday, this is the end of January, and we would normally recap on Spiritual Saturday, but Spiritual Saturday is a little different. So, we're just going to continue talking about the unseen. And so, what we want to understand is we put the mind and the spirit together because they sort of work together. Our subconscious, our conscious, and our spirit and our soul and all that works together. And that is actually the basis of what everything you do to succeed happens. So if you want to lose weight or get a new job or build self-confidence or whatever it is, this is where we start from. So people think that, oh, I got to lose weight and I start with the body. That's not true. It's actually starting with here and what's here, and then you can proceed to go ahead and succeed. And I know from experience firsthand, if you go on my website, you can see that at Get Balanced 2020. Go to About and what Get Balanced 2020 is all about. So anyway, enough of that. So today is Spiritual Saturday, and for those of you who it's a first time, sit back, have fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy the stories. So today what I want to talk about is how to believe first and then see. So a lot of the times we say in America, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, or it's a Missouri state, show me kind of state. That's not the way the supernatural works. And that's not the way most faiths work. So if you believe in something and have faith in something, this is from your soul and your spirit, then it's also very likely that you can manifest something. So a lot of the times we will say, and I'm just not going to believe it till I see it. And that is having no faith, having not believing in something is actually going to happen. So if you expect to be shown it first and then you're going to believe it, then it will never happen for you in that manner. You'll be a skeptic and you'll not understand really what the supernatural is all about. And what's really sad is because the universe is so vast and there's so much going on that we have still no clue. So when I talk about believing, it's about faith based of whatever it is that you want to believe in, because the India and Indian and cultures there, they have a different belief system than a lot of what America has a belief system, and a lot of it has to do with the way that you're brought up. Okay, so for me, I was brought up Catholic and Christian, and so I learned to have a faith-based process, but it really wasn't a faith-based until it actually happened, until I really dug deep and things began to manifest, whether I was manifesting them or I believed that the supernatural was helping me manifest them. That is something I will never ever know until I'm out in the universe somewhere after I'm 6 feet under. So, and what I mean is, when you have a faith or belief system, it becomes very strong. It becomes an internal thing. It's not an external thing. This is an internal thing where you're going to have to dig deep and where you're going to have to understand where you truly come from as your core. Now, as a child, basically, I was taught this is the way we are, this is the way that we think, and this is the way that we do based on my faith and what I do. And I still believe some of that. But I also decided to venture out because I knew there was more to this world that I couldn't see than actually what people were telling me. And it almost took me to the year old to figure out all this that was going on. So let me give you an example real quick. If you believe in something so strongly, then you will be able to see the rewards or the results of what you believe in. And it will come to fruition. It will come, whether it comes today or tomorrow, whatever, it will come to fruition. Law of attraction. A lot of people talk about law of attraction. So true. Because it's actually energy that we're all talking about. Is this energy? We're moving energy, we're thinking energy, we're whatever. Let me give you a story real quick, and I think I've told this one before. I had my shop, owned my shop. We were getting ready to close. We were trying to stay open, and long story short, we worked our butts off, and I had to do deliveries. I had 40 locations that we had, but that day I had to come up with an X amount of dollars, and otherwise we were not going to stay open. So long story short, I'm going, driving, and I'm like, oh, we're not going to make it. So I called a friend. I need your help. You pray, because he prayed a lot. And he says, no, you pray. You pray for a miracle. And he goes, don't you believe in miracles? And I'm like, no, not for me. Yeah, for other people, but not for me. So long story short, sat on the side of the road for an hour talking to him. Then I sat there and I thought, okay, well, maybe this is for me. So I did. So I went through the rest of the day, nothing. And then at the very end of the day, with disappointment, my head hanging low, go into the last barn, tell them we're closing. Long story short, the owner says, no, I need to talk to you. What are you talking about? And this other lady who was following us, and I thought, she's very rude. Why is she following me, listening to my own business? Long story short, we go into the office. The lady's still standing in the door listening to my business. And I'm like, how rude is this? And so when I talked to, her name is Lynn, and I said, please just pray for us if you believe in God. Pray for us. I need a miracle. And she's like, why are you closing the store? And I told her, I said, we have to come up with this X amount of dollars, and otherwise we have to close. She goes, do you know where you're at? And I'm like, have no clue where I'm at other than at this barn. I'm not going to say the name, this barn. And I just said, just pray, if you could pray. She goes, Pat, you're at a Christian barn. Don't you believe in prayer? Don't you believe in miracles? And I'm like, I don't know, just pray. And she goes, don't you know who's standing here? And I thought to myself, rude lady, because she's listening to my conversation and I'm really now embarrassed. She goes, this is so-and-so. She's a multimillionaire. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't do me any good, but thank you. Nice to meet you. And so the lady looked at me and she says, so what is it that you need? And I'm like, are you serious? So I told her, and I said, this amount of money to keep our doors open. And she said, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my checkbook. And she wrote me a check for the amount that we needed to keep the store open. Now, that was the very first time I believed in miracles. Now, the thing is, if I would have said, show me first that you're going to do it, and have this cocky attitude of, I got to see it before I believe it, it probably would have never happened. But because I went deep inside to have that space open, to allow myself to be open to the universe, open to the energies, open to anything that was going to come my way, supernaturally, whatever, then I was allowing that openness to come to me. Just like a law of attraction, allowing it to come to me. And lo and behold, we kept the store open. And that is the story of a miracle. But it's also a story of believe before you need to see. Not see before you need to believe. Because once you start believing in the unseen, your whole world will open up. Do you think that our loved ones are gone on and they're gone? They're not. They're matter. They're energy. They are around. They are dispersed around. The universe is energy. Why do you think we have a gravitational pull? Can't see it, but it's there. We talked about this last week. And vitamin D from the sun. Well, why do you go outside and say, I'm going to absorb vitamin D? You can't see it, but you still believe it. So believe it first, people. Allow this whole world to open up, this whole unseen, and watch things happen that you would never, ever, ever believe in. It's amazing. It is so amazing. You may even hear things. You may smell things that should not even be there. You might even feel the loved one, or you might just have some wonderful experience. So open your mind to the unseen. Believe before you need to see. Okay? So that is this week's little story and message. And I hope that you have a good weekend, and we talk to you next week. Now, if you haven't seen our archives, you can go on my website, www.getbalance2020. Why did I say www? I'm so old, I say www anyway. www is wrestling to me. But getbalance2020.com. Go to YouTube, getbalance2020.com, Patty Hall, or come to my Facebook. I'd love for you to be a friend there and that we can tell stories. Yes, I do have some mystic people. I do have some different people on there. So if you're one that doesn't like all that kind of stuff, then just go to my website or YouTube, and I would love to see you there. Get your feedback, questions, and I would love to hear what you would like to hear about, because I have so many weird stories. I could tell you a lifetime full. Anyway, I love you guys, and we will talk to you next week. Have a good weekend. Maybe.